and then we're going to share on social media.
Okay.
Hi, Elsie, I see you. Well, I see you online.
Oh.
Hi.
Hello.
Hey.
Okay, I'm in now.
Yes, you are. Okay. I'm just putting us on social media where the viewers watch at the same time. Economic Crisis Initiative. We are talking all things. So the new ups and downs of the market and how we can stay
Is it good enough?
positive during these times. Perfect. And we do have a following online. So if you want to tell your friends, they can watch us on Facebook or Instagram. Oh, I gotta get the Instagram one. Okay, perfect. All right, we're live on the platform. So this platform is a little bit different than the other one. For Sabrina and Dre, you all were part of the earlier platform. This platform is more like education. It's more of increasing your knowledge in the cryptocurrency world, as well as, you know, how do we stay above water and things of that nature, especially during these really tough times. So that's what we do here on the Economic Crisis Initiative. So we're live, we're recording for notes purposes, and we post our platforms on different pages so that people could stay with us, right? So real quick, let's just go ahead and I'll tell everybody now that we're live on our various platforms what Economic Crisis Initiative is. So years ago, just to let you know, I started off, well, my name is Anaya, by the way. It's been a long day. Years ago, I heard about, as a little girl, heard about, you know, having stocks and mutual funds and things of that nature. And as a little Haitian American, all I knew is we have money and we save in the bank, and you know, we spend money and we buy homes, and you know, we have investment properties. These are the things that I learned, but I didn't know about the stocks and mutual funds and things of that nature until I overheard somebody discussing it. So at that point, I went right to my mother. I was 14 years old, and I was like, "Ma, there's this thing called a stock and a mutual fund, and we have to go get it because we have to be rich one day." And they said if we go and invest, we will have money in the future. And she was always so supportive of her first daughter. And we went to the bank, and I started saving my little coins in mutual funds. And one of the things I'll never forget that the investment banker stated to me was, you are starting so young and you're so brilliant. By the time you're 26, you'll be a millionaire. Because I was aggressive and I wanted the most for my money and things of that nature. Well, fast forward, by the time I was 26 years old, I wasn't a multimillionaire. I wasn't even close to a millionaire. And I was in a hospital where I was laid up for dead. And so at that time, I was like so discouraged and down with a rare medical condition. But as soon as I could get myself back on track with money and savings and things like that, I decided that I had to start saving again and trying to get my mutual funds back in order and stocks, etc. As I was on my journey, I started saving with an entity, with a company. And this man, when I would go to him to ask certain questions, he would not be so forthright. He wouldn't be very helpful. And he would always make me feel like I was stupid for even asking the questions about my own money. And so a few years after that, after saving, you know, a little amount of money, I decided to withdraw my money and try to play with it and figure out this investment game. Now, here's the thing. I still don't know everything about the stock game. I still don't know a lot about the world of money. But what I've done with the Economic Crisis Initiative is I bring people together that have an idea of money, investments, how to increase your wealth, how to decrease your debt. And so we've been doing this for approximately a year and a half. And again, because of my traveling and Haiti's problems, things kind of get crazy in our world. So that's why we don't have the same amount of support right now, but that's okay. We're rebuilding. And now that I'm able to juggle Haiti's crises and business, we will be back 20, 30 people strong for the Economic Crisis Initiative. So that's a little backstory. And right now, with the world of cryptocurrency and what's happening around us, we want to be able to figure out how to become the most wealthy beings that we can be. Some people are born into money. Other people, luck up and they learn how to make money, where others, do other things for their money. None of that is my concern, because I can't judge anybody. But what I can do is try to figure this thing out while we all are together and see who's best at helping us get to where we're trying to go. So in the past, we've had a number of special guests, bankers, real estate agents, real estate brokers. We've had executives in different arenas. And so tonight we're just starting back afresh so that we can rebuild our platform. And with that being said, I would love to hear from each of you. Please introduce yourselves as we've done in different platforms. We want to hear from you, and let's find out what you're most desiring to when you hear about money. Like, what is it that makes you move? What is it that you know about money? What is it that you want to learn about money? And let's work together to make things happen in our community. Sound good, everybody?
Sounds great.
Awesome. Awesome. All right. So, we heard from Miss Elsie first because she's already unmuted. Please introduce yourself, Miss Elsie.
Hi, my name is Elsie Remy, and I'm an artist. Been an artist all my life. Whether it's painting, decorations, and buying and traveling and buying for stores. So I know a little bit about money, but like you said, when it comes to the stock market, I'll invest kind of blindly, kind of blindly, because right now I have an investment on marijuana.
Okay.
But not the plant itself. I have the investment on the property, the land that it grows on. So therefore, you really don't lose. I mean, if you have the crop and there's a storm or something, okay, your stock will go down because the crop is destroyed, but the land will always be there. So I invest in the land. So I was just like, nah, I'll take the land. So that was like last year sometime. And, like I said, I did it blindly. So I just put $500 on it. Today it's almost $10,000.
Wow.
From 500. So, I mean, that's good because no bank could ever do that for you.
Never.
Never. So I like investment. But like I said, it's not like I know, but I just figure out like how bad could you go with marijuana? I mean, how bad could you get,
Right.
So that's what I did. But I would like to know about the good Bitcoin, because to me, that looks like a very positive thing, because good itself means gold.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And we should have Regine on this evening for this platform, but I think he's busy picking up his daughter or cousin or niece or something. But either way, we're going to have much more conversations about Bitcoin, as well as, all the different Bitcoins out there, not just Bitcoins, but the cryptocurrency world, because this is what we're interested in, because this is the thing about our community. And then I would love Sabrina to introduce herself for sure. This is the thing about our communities. We always find out things later, and then we're at the bottom of the barrel, okay? And that's what I'm trying to avoid, whereas we're always missing the mark. So I'm appreciative that you're here, Elsie, to share some light about your experience. And you're right, no bank is gonna give us an increase of $9,500 in a year. And we have to know certain tricks. We can't depend on the banks because they give an average, I want to say, of 0.000.1 for, I think, every dollar, if I'm not mistaken. But either way, we're going to keep learning and growing. So thank you, Miss Elsie. Miss Sabrina, would you like to share who you are? Welcome back. You're on mute. You're on mute.
I'm actually inviting Regent to meet us here.
Oh, perfect.
So let's see if he gets the message. Like again, like the first meeting, I'm new to Bitcoin as well. So I'm here to learn.
Okay.
I guess next meeting, I'll be able to say something. But as today, I don't know much about it. So let me educate myself here, and I'll come back next week in the
No
next meeting.
problem. No problem. We got you, beautiful lady. And that's what this space is about, learning and growing, just like the other platforms. So
Exactly.
I appreciate
Yes.
you. Thank you. Dre, you're unmuted already.
Yeah. My name is Dre, and I do a lot of civil rights actors around the world. And haven't met Anaya yet, but soon we'll be getting to meet her real soon. And
Yeah.
and I know a lot of people who have been on Bitcoin and all that stuff on Cypher and all. Even Mimi, you know, she's down with all that stuff on Anaya. And and I even had a meeting with Damon John, head of Fubu, when he came to my town, and he was telling people how he made his first millions, and you know how it took him so long to get the money. And he said when he was a young boy, when he was growing up in New York City and Brooklyn, and he said he went to all these black banks downtown, and they never gave him one dime to start his clothing line off. He said he told his mother he getting tired of going to the black banks, and they not gave him a dime to do that. So he said he went somewhere in New York City, and he went to a white bank, and he said the white man looked at him and said, well, what can I help you with? He said, I'm trying to get a loan, you know, trying to get a grant to start off my clothing line. And, you know, and I'm a young person, never got in trouble with the law, and I'm staying in school and everything, and then the white guy told me, he said, well, you know, you look like you're a great young man, so maybe I can help you out. And Damon Jones, that man gave him over $1 million to start off Fubu.
Wow.
And
yes, I know that story. Yeah.
Yeah. And he's doing great, you know. And then that's with him, LL Cool J, you know, they grew up together, and that's when he started doing great things. So that's where you got to get in contact with the people who's going to help you, you know.
Yes.
Yeah. And also now I don't know if you know Bishop James Dixon. He be around Al Sharpton all the time from Houston.
No, you know, Reverend Al Sharpton has a whole lot of bishops and ministers that's around him all the time. And I meet a whole lot of people every time we're together. So, and it's funny, I just shared with Elsie and Sabrina moments ago that it was through Reverend Al Sharpton that I got to meet and spend time with the King, Dr. King's son, the third, and his granddaughter, and Dr. King's his son's wife and the whole family. But I've already met Dr. King's entire family in Atlanta at their church because I'm a member of Ebenezer. But in meeting his son, and because of Nan, I've met Malcolm X's family, his daughters and things like that. Those are super amazing things for me. And I have pictures with Malak because we share a birthday month. So I'll share more about that later for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Dre. So, all right, perfect. So we're going to talk more about Al Sharpton and all that later. I know a lot of people love Al Sharpton and pray for him. Pray for Houston. Oh, wait, Memphis. Dre said something about praying for Memphis. We'll do that in a little bit for sure. And all of our communities that are suffering right now. So we'll definitely put up a prayer in just a moment. At this time, I would love for Peter to introduce himself. Peter, if you can unmute yourself, please. Let's unmute and introduce yourself.
Hey, good evening, everybody. Great incentive here to promote self-learning in financial markets. Great initiative. I'm a great believer in educating yourself, especially in financing and so forth. First of all, I'm a VP of security and network infrastructure for a large contact center. And I have a lot of IT background, and I've been a little bit active in the financial markets with some day trading and with creating my own algorithms that find trades for me. So again, I don't like to rely on other people for my financial decisions. So great thing to do, to promote some learning into this matter.
Thank you. Thank you.
And cryptocurrency, I've been a little bit active in that as well, and still learning as well.
Thank you, Peter. And we appreciate you for being here with us because it's all about community and building. And, we're looking to do a lot more in our communities because a lot of us just don't know, so thank you for joining us. And any input you may have, we would love to hear from you.
Sure.
Perfect. All right, we have two others, and then we have iPhone visitors. Hi, not iPhone, what is this? Instagram. Oh my God, so many things happening. Instagram and Facebook is live tonight. Several people watching on Instagram and on Facebook. So welcome. Freeway Lamar is watching, our friend. And Lou David, I always mess it up. Hey, sir, welcome back. We're live for the Economic Crisis Initiative, and other people are watching with us. So thank you. Real quick, I'm going to introduce iPad. I'm not sure who the iPad is, but we have iPad and Crypto Learner. Either one can unmute.
Hey guys, my name is iPad.
You're silly. Oh, are you Sampreneur?
Yeah.
Welcome. Go ahead.
Hey guys,
Sampreneur.
my name is Simpreneur. I'm a trader, investor in the stock market as well as the crypto market. I've been trading for about 15 years. Also, I also have a 9-to-5 where, creating different streams of income. It's been good to me. As the gentleman said earlier, you don't want to solely rely on somebody else's input for your investment. So this is really good, about the group where we are all learning and sharing, because there's so much out there. And being able to come together and combine it and, kind of break it down, and where we can ask questions, that is really good. So it's a great platform. So let's keep it going and continue to learn and build wealth.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, iPad, aka Sampreneur. And we're going to discuss a little bit more too this evening about what you shared with me in regards to Shiba Inu. And I feel like Peter also knows about some Shiba Inu. Earlier, we talked a little bit about it, and he knew exactly what was going on. So that's super great. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Last but not least, we have Crypto Learner. Crypto Learner, who is that? Can you unmute yourself, Crypto Learner? Sorry. I feel like Crypto Learner may not be able to speak right now, and that is okay, because now is the time for us to jump right in, guys. And I have people watching on Instagram, so you guys can leave a comment on Instagram for sure if you wish. And okay, so at this time, we're supposed to have another 3 people on, and they might be coming on later. Like I said, we've had up to 20 people on this platform at a time in the past, but because of Haiti's crises and just traveling, we're looking to rebuild this platform, because it's so important that we have a space like this, right? Just like our brother, Sampreneur knows, because he found us right from Instagram, and he's been such a blessing ever since. So let's just jump right into it. So last week we didn't have a live platform because I was trying to get information about what's the newest wave in the stock market and cryptocurrency. What I do with our team is I will literally speak with the team and I will ask them questions, because they're like the legitimate, experts, even though this may not be their full-time careers, but they know a whole lot that goes on in the crypto world, etc. And so I'll ask them questions. And one of the things that happened was I spoke with Dr. Eczema, who's not on tonight because he's also traveling tonight. And he shared with me about Shiba Inu. And what we found out just 2 weeks ago or so was that Shiba Inu was not available in New York City. And so he's like, Anaya, as soon as Shiba Inu is available, I'll let you know, and then you could go ahead and purchase some Shiba Inu coin, I think, yeah. And so I was like, okay, perfect. And less than 24 hours later, I think I was on a plane to Miami for an event in Miami. And then I got the message, Shiba Inu was available to us in New York City. Now, what does that mean for those that are watching for the first time? I'll let the experts share more, but in my best way of breaking it down, what's happening is these stocks and crypto, etc., is not necessarily being available in certain communities for whatever reason. I don't have all the answers. I'm just told certain things and I just relay the messages. So when we see certain area codes or zip codes and we try to purchase, Bitcoin, it's not available to us right away because they're doing something in some other community first. So I'm gonna shut up and I'm gonna let people like Sampreneur break it down a little bit more, because Sampreneur was also the person who helped me get on Coinbase so that I can purchase some Shiba Inu. So Sampreneur, would you like to share more about what I just said, but in better English?
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you.
Hi, Sam.
Hey guys, how are y'all?
Thank you
Great.
for coming.
Good, absolutely. Again, just this is not financial advice. It's just, you know, a way to kind of shed a light and help people out. Just, you know, help you with some more information, something you maybe haven't already heard, or something you may have some questions about. So we're just trying to help each other out, but it is not financial advice. You know, the final decision is going to be yours to make, and it's going to be what works best for you.
Absolutely. And that's our disclaimer, by the way. So for people that are wondering why he's saying that, that is our disclaimer. So nobody can sue us later and say, Anaya people and Sampreneur and iPad said, we need to do this and that. No, nobody is saying to do anything. It's just our advice and our personal space that we're sharing information. Nobody's forcing anything on you. Thank you, Sam. Go ahead, my love.
Absolutely. All right. So Shiba Inu is, you know, it's part of the crypto world, digital currency. So it's an altcoin. Basically, it's, you know, it's really cheap, right? And you have a lot of people buying it, and they just keep breaking zeros. The more people buy into it, you know, people, you know, you've had people made millions on it and stuff like that. But it wasn't available in every state. So recently just became available in New York, on Coinbase Pro, I believe. And I was sharing that information with Anaya on how to, you know, get it and stuff like that. So what happened is, by the time you hear about a coin on either Facebook or Instagram or YouTube, it's already spiked up. It's already, I want to say it's almost already too late to get into it. So again, not financial advice, just some ideas. So the best thing to do, there's something called Coin Market Cap, and you can go on that website, and you can, you know, if you hear a name of a coin, you type it, kind of do a little research about it and see if it's real, you know, where it's ranking and who's behind it, because that's really important to find out who's supporting that coin. Because recently there was a scam about a coin where you could only buy, and there was no, you could not sell it. That should be a red flag right there. So you want to make sure, because if you're buying something and you decide to sell it maybe in a week or the next day, that option should be available to you. So you want to check that out to make sure you're able to sell if you decide to. So that's something to look for. Shiba is not the only one. There are a lot of them you know, that are moving right now. There's this new hot one called, it's CRO from crypto.com. It's another platform where you can, you know, buy cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, Shiba, Dogecoin, and all of them. And that one is moving really good, and they're doing some really good move. There's a platform called Binance, and Binance have their own coin. Go ahead.
What is it? Binance?
What is it called?
Binance.
Finance?
Yeah, so it's another platform where you can buy and sell crypto.
Boy. Okay.
So they have their own coins also, and it was in the cents. It started pretty low, and now it's like $650.
What?
And yeah, but
Wow.
it did not happen. It did not happen overnight. It's people, because also sometimes these are not gonna be quick money. You just throw $500 in, and then the next day you're gonna wake up a millionaire. Some of them you have to give it time. It's the same for the stock market. There's nothing that's gonna shoot straight up. It's gonna go down up, down, up, because it's got to take a break. There's not gas, and it's gonna go sideways, it's gonna dip. So you have to be willing to allow some time, if that, before you can get out. Because another thing I want to say, you should never invest money that you're not willing to lose, because it is never a guarantee that you will make money.
That's for sure.
So when you invest and you lose money, you should see that money as a tuition that you pay to the market, because it's a learning experience. Because if you're paying attention, what caused you to lose money the last time, you will remember that and you will not make that mistake again. So
Right.
that's a learning experience. So all that to say, before you go invest, you want to do some research. There's a lot of resources out there. Again, Coin Market Cap is a really good one to research crypto, to see if it's, if it's a real deal. Coin Market Cap.
Coin
Market
app as CP?
CAP.
CAP, okay.
Yes, .com. So you and they also have an app. You can download the app. So if you type the name and you kind of do some research, and it's going to show you what that coin is ranked, like if it's 100 something, if it's just starting out, or if it's trending and a lot of people are buying it. It shows you, because there's something called also the amount of coin that is available, because the more that is out there, the less the value will be.
Yeah.
Because, if it's become smaller, more people are going after it. So the value is going to continue to raise. So you want to pay attention to that too. Find out what the value is and how much is available, how much is being burned. And because that's something else that's going on with Shiba right now. And also there's another one out there called Saitama. That's a great one to pay attention to. Because this one is basically acting like they're going to have their own platform. They're going to have an app where you can purchase the coin on there. So that's another one to pay attention to. Right now, you have to go through different steps to be able to purchase it. But they had an event recently, and they said it's probably going to be about 2 weeks. Their platform is going to be available where people can just buy it instead of having to jump through different hoops and stuff to be able to purchase it. So just, look out for them. And I said earlier too, by the time we hear about a coin, it's already shot up. It's already too late. Now, too late doesn't mean you can't get in, but you want to wait, because there are people out there that they are waiting for the coin to reach a certain level, and they're going to take their initial investment. They're going to take profit because they're in it to make money. That's the point of it. So what you wait for a dip, for it to go down a little bit and then get in, and you reach a certain level. If you're comfortable with that profit, sell, wait till it drops again, and repurchase. So back and forth, then you can build your portfolio that way. Or if you just decide to say, hey, I don't need that $50 right now. I don't need that $100 right now. I'm just gonna put it in there and let it grow. But it's gonna fluctuate. So yeah.
Thank you so
Absolutely.
much, Sampreneur. That's exactly the type of information that we're looking for. And it's a lot for people that are just joining us, for sure. However, once you start building and growing, and once you stay in touch with us, by the way, you can stay in touch with us at 347-617-6873, 347-617-6873. That is our WhatsApp line. We have a community that Sam's a part of, and many others who are in the space to help grow and help you answer certain questions that may bother you about the crypto world and things of that nature, because I know I go to my team frequently. With that being said, Peter, I know you have information as well, Peter. I'm just gonna mute everybody real quick. Peter, if you wanted to add to what Brother Sam was sharing, that'll be super great. If you wanted to, add your own, piece, whatever you want to do. I know you know some of this stuff too.
Great, you're putting me on the spot. Love it. No, I totally agree with the gentleman that just gave these great points. And that's usually what happens, what a lot of people do. They trade out of emotion. They look at something that goes up and it goes up and it goes up. And then, say, oh, I want to make money too. And then they jump in and guess what happens next? It dips down and price goes down and, you get scared. Say, oh, I'm going to lose my money. And what are you going to do? You're going to sell.
Mm-hmm.
And you sell when the price is down. And then what's next? The price goes back up and now you feel like a fool, right? And that happens a lot. So one thing you have to really look out for is emotion trades. Have to look at charts. If that website that was just mentioned, it shows charts of the price action over time. You can try to find areas where there is they would call it support, would come back to a certain price level of a previous high, for example. Those are areas of support. So if it dips down to a previous support level, that would be a good, point of entry. Don't buy things that are just shooting up and up and up, because usually it just turns around and it goes back down again for a while.
Thank you so much. And that's why it's imperative to have those that know about these types of things to join us and to help educate us and empower us so that we can give back to our communities, because cryptocurrency is the wave. Cryptocurrency is the wave. And we want as many people. I am not a selfish person. Sorry, I'm making sure Instagram is still with us. I am the farthest person from selfish out there in the world. When I hear about something, I want to make sure my community hears about it as well. And that's why I created the Economic Crisis Initiative for support, because it's a very sad world when we are always at the bottom of the totem pole, or we don't have access to certain information. And we work hard like everybody else does, but we don't have accessibility. So thank you, Peter, and thank you, Sampreneur. One of the things that I also do every week is I touch base with the team to find out what are some of the newest trends, what's out there right now and things like that. Because as I'm learning, I want to make sure I have information. So one of our leaders in the group who's not on it with us tonight, who can't make it tonight, is Mr. Kenyon Gregory. And he had sent some information, and I can send this to all of you if you would like. And it is the top 10 crypto to invest in. As we know, presently, Bitcoin is like super out there. If you have over $60,000 that you want to drop on a Bitcoin today, you can do it. But Anaya doesn't have that, and I won't be dropping that money anytime soon on one Bitcoin. Sabrina's nodding in agreement, honey, because we missed that mark, baby. Some of us. Also, go ahead, Sam.
And I wanted to say real quick, sorry to stop you.
Oh, no, it's okay.
Looking at the price of Bitcoin, there are several platforms or ways that you can purchase. You don't have to buy a whole coin.
Yes, exactly.
So you can throw in 50, 100, 500, 1,000, just build your build a portfolio in it, just build your shares, build your coin, build a position in it. But you don't have to say, oh, it's 60,000. I don't have that much. I can't get in it. You can buy pieces of it. You don't have to invest the whole thing. I also wanted to add, thank you, Peter, for sharing that information. I wanted to add something also on what he said. People buy when the thing is going up, and then when it's dropping, they sell. It's already too late because they're afraid to lose their money. And then it's going back up, then they try to get in. That's what we call FOMO, fear of missing out. Because it's, I don't want to miss out because it's going to shoot up again. So that's why you want to wait for the right time. As he said, look for the indicators, use the charts and the price, the level of the price is, resistance and support, stuff like that, to make sure you know when to get in, when to get out.
Absolutely.
So you can't really time any market, but you can come pretty close if you have a system you put in place that works for you. So
Absolutely. And that's it. That's why we have a team of leaders in our community that care and that know certain tricks of the trade. Welcome to two other leaders in our community, Steph Winter and L.A. Robinson. And I did see other people join. I think Diana, oh man, I always mess it up. Diana, Wilner Paul and my sister Dee is here with us as well. Before I share the information that I received, if any of you want to introduce yourselves or reintroduce yourselves, please unmute yourself now so the community can welcome you in. Anybody?
Good evening, everyone. Hello. My name is Diana Duwoshe, and I am in Pennsylvania. I'm happy that you shared this the Zoom with me. Thank you so much for doing that. Okay, you're definitely not selfish, so I appreciate you for that. And I just started with the coins myself, so I have lots of, I'm a little bit apprehensive to be more aggressive. Because I tend to want to save my money, but I understand you got to put out some to get some. So I can't wait to hear what you guys are saying and to learn. But I also had a question just very quickly. Are we also going to touch base on the stocks, or is this just for coins? Because I was interested in possibly doing some options.
So thank you so much for joining again, my dear. And yeah, I always share as much as possible. And I ask everybody at this time to share with your team as well, because you never know who needs this information. And we are building a family and a community here. So when it comes to the stock part, we have different nights. So tonight is predominantly the crypto world. But if anybody wants to jump in and share or, reach out, what I would say, how do I pronounce your name? Diana? I don't know. I don't want to mess it up.
It's Creole. It's Diana.
Diana. So I was like, merci, Diana. So perfect. And I'm Anaya. So like, it's almost like the same, concept. So perfect. So Diana, what we can do is we can have you join us at 347-617-6873 for our WhatsApp group chat, whereas you can join the family and you can ask questions and people can answer you right from that group chat. Because tonight we were predominantly focused on the whole crypto thing, because as of late, if you have noticed anybody that's coming on, it's been like this up and down roller coaster ride recently, with things going up, things going down. Recently too, Bitcoin, I think, dropped a few points. So that was a little alarming, but it's not alarming because like both gentlemen said, you have to be able to be in it for the long haul when it comes to crypto. And for the stock market, in my opinion, it's the same. So we will definitely have more conversations about the stock market. And for those that are rejoining us, just remember, Diana, or you're gonna learn now, we had a massive team at one point, but because of the crisis of Haiti, I could not concentrate on my career. I actually am a business owner. I actually do a whole lot. But whenever something happens with Haiti, my brain shuts down, as many of you will know, and I become so depressed that I can't concentrate on anything regarding money, because one of the things that happens to me is I'm crying all the time about those that don't even have a piece of bread to eat in Haiti or traveling by foot to the United States. So I'm learning to balance everything out as a Libra Scorpio. I'm learning how to balance these emotions, because if you're all in the Libra realm like me and Dr. Magali, I see Dr. Magali, welcome back. You'll know that we can't focus when others are really down and out. So that's me. We're going to refocus and get the agenda back up, though, Diana, and I would love for you to stay in touch with us because we're back on track. So I just had to share that for those that didn't know why we're rebuilding and why we had to take a little step away.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
And we can definitely answer questions for you in the group about options and stocks. So you have a lot of resources in the group, so please join.
Please join us. We really welcome you. And then you could be an educator yourself.
I can't wait. Thank you.
Of course. At this time, before I read information, we have some faces in the place. I love to see. Look at Larry. Larry and Stephanie Winter just rejoined us. So we're going to let them introduce themselves real quick. And then Dr. Magali disappeared, but she's here as well. So Larry and Stephanie, and then Dr. Magali.
I'll let Stephanie go ahead first. Ladies first.
Okay, then you're gonna let Dr. Magali go after. Thank you. Okay. Go ahead,
Hi,
Stephanie.
everyone.
Hi.
Hey, everyone. I hope you guys are having an amazing, I don't know where you guys are in the world, but I am from, my name is first off Steph Winter. I am a 39-year-old mother of one and also a grandmother of one. And I'm in Toronto, Canada, for those of you guys that don't know. I am an avid investor in all of the markets. So that's the crypto market, the stock markets, and the foreign exchange market. I have a lot of background in all three of these markets. And what I do is I actually help people from the ground up learn how to really get themselves involved in that market. So for those of you guys that definitely need my assistance, I'm always here to help, but I'm always here to get educated by the community as well.
Welcome back, sister. Thank you so much. And yes, she is back with us, and we are a community and we're like a family. So we appreciate Stephanie coming back on track, and she will definitely help out everywhere she can, just like all of us are here for the people. Thank you, my love. Right. Whoop. Oh man, devices are falling. All right, go ahead. Go ahead, my beautiful Dr. Magali.
Hello, hello, hello. Good evening, everyone. I'm Dr. Magali Alexis. I'm a New York City principal. And I'm here to learn more about investment. I know that I've been encouraging my son and other colleagues in the system to invest and to put money in their 401k because just as an aside, those who work for the city of New York, we have what we call the pension plan is one of the best in the country. And people don't realize when they do not maximize their contributions that they're losing money. Because the Department of Education allows employees to put away 16% of your salary every year. And for those who don't, because the system matches us dollar for dollar. And that's why when people fail to maximize, they lose money. So I'm here to learn. I'm not familiar with, I've heard of cryptocurrency. I see a lot about it. I'm not familiar with it. So I'm here to learn and be able to share and help build this coalition. Thank you.
Thank you, beautiful Dr. Magali. And again, you know, I'm glad she brings that up real quick before Larry speaks. I just heard of somebody who did not take full advantage of their pension and their stock options, et cetera, with the school board. And I want to say, if I'm not mistaken, they lost everything because something occurred and they didn't have the paperwork in place. And by the time they went to go get their money, something happened because they didn't invest properly. They didn't have the information. So one of the things that I do here as well is have the financial literacy for our communities. I've been so passionate about this for so many years. And when I hear of devastating stories about our communities, especially the Black and brown communities that lose everything because they didn't look at the paperwork, they didn't sign what they needed to sign. And guess what? Nobody cares if you lose everything. They really don't. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to avoid people from going into these problems where because they didn't know that they could take full advantages, because they didn't know about the different programs affiliated with whatever their stock options are or whatever they have going on with their own money, then guess what? If we could avoid certain problems, then I can sleep better at night knowing that I have tried my best and somebody is more informed, because it breaks my heart when I hear these devastating stories. So, okay, perfect. Thank you, Dr. Magali. And we will have a section 2, I think 1 week of Dr. Magali maybe even presenting about what you just shared, right, Dr. Magali? I think that'll be phenomenal. Perfect, perfect. All right. So Larry Robinson, aka L.A. Robinson, it's your time to introduce yourself, sir.
How y'all doing, group? My name's Larry. So pretty much my background is I have 10 plus years experience with the bank, meaning just basic banking, credit, auto loans, mortgage, all that. And my background now is mostly real estate investing. You know, I know a little bit about the stock market, but my cream and butter is the real estate. With me, if you can't touch it, it's not really real to me. But real estate, stocks is cool, investing's cool. And I like what she said about the teachers being able to max out at 16%, which that's like unheard of. So what I do know is, what I don't know is with the state of New York, my introduction's over. I do got a question for her because I do have educators in my family.
Okay.
Does the education department in New York, do they automatically enroll you? The reason why I asked, my great aunt, all right, so let me tell you the difference between New York and the rest, well, I'll say the South. I'm located in Richmond, Virginia, but I was raised in Georgia. So in Georgia, when you work for the Department of Education, if you're a teacher, superintendent, whatever, they automatically enroll you in the state retirement. But it's like at the lowest deduction. Like she said, in New York, they max you out at 16%. I think in Georgia, it's only 6%. It's low.
So can I respond?
Yes, ma'am.
So good evening. Nice to meet you, my brother. It is not an automatic enrollment, number one. Number two, there's more than one avenue or tool for New York City educators to invest in, to have deferred, to prepare for their retirement. And oftentimes, Black and brown folks are not informed. And so that's why it's important for us to get the word out that we, one, need to maximize, and two, in addition to the teachers' retirement system, TRS, we also need to take advantage of the Office of Labor Relations retirement funding source, because I have colleagues who will have more than $2 million in their retirement account when it's time to retire. And then I have the other end of the spectrum where colleagues will only have about 100,000 in their account when it's time to retire after 30 years, 25, 30 years, because they only invested 3% of their salary annually as opposed to maximizing it every year.
Do y'all see, hold on, I'm gonna fall out my chair. Do y'all see why we do this every week? Do you see why we gotta get back on track? Lady, I'm gonna need you to do better, IET, because this is why we do what we do. Did this lady just say $1 million? Did she say, what you, 2 million? I'm done. Go ahead, sorry, I'm back. I'm gonna be calm now.
Hey, listen, in the state of New York, it's possible. That income up there is kind of high. It's possible. It's
absolutely.
And not only is it possible, but we should make it a priority. Even though we may have to sacrifice, but it's well worth it to plan for your future and for your children's future, because we failed to create generational wealth. But I'd like to connect with the brother on a real estate venture. So the chat, I don't think is working. It's disabled. I'm not sure.
So join us at 347-617-6873. Again, that number is there, 347-617-6873, so that you can be connected to the group. And this is why this is imperative. Now, I'll tell you why the group chat is also dismantled, because we've had certain individuals that have tried to come on our platform and do some sketchy stuff. So we're just gonna have an open line of communication, because we wanna just stay honest with each other, and I don't want any more craziness happening. Praise God. This is a family. This is like a group that I really care for. And like you just said, you want to connect with this brother, and I vouch for the people that are on here tonight for sure. So, wow. Let me just tell you something, guys. This is, again, why I do what I do. Like, a lot of people are like, why are you wasting your time with Black people? Black people ain't this, blah, 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 this, and don't you come for my Black people. I promise you this, I will fight everybody for my people. So this information is invaluable. You cannot find this a lot of times in different arenas because people are so selfish. They won't tell you. They will not open their mouths to tell you by the time you retire, you can have $2 million. And like Dr. Magali stated, some people save like 100,000. And then, the saddest part is those that don't save a penny because they didn't know, and nobody stopped to educate them. And this is why a lot of our own people are suffering the way we do. So thank you, Dr. Magali, for sharing that. And I would love for you next week to actually lead the way in, giving us more information. And if it's possible, right, for those that are not even affiliated with the school board or what have you, to possibly, because I know there's all sorts of loopholes. We don't want to get nobody in trouble, but dear God, how do I save $2 million in a couple of months or something? Like, hello, 16%, hello.
But the Office of Labor Relations is available for city workers. They don't have to be teachers.
See, this is what I'm talking about. A lot of times we don't have this information. So we're going to talk about that, and we're going to talk about real estate more as well. This week is predominantly cryptocurrency. And then, like I said, next week we're going to have our beautiful Dr. Magali present, and maybe a follow-up with Brother Larry as well, because he has a great presentation on how to get the lowest interest rates for homes and properties. And he has just a whole lot of information for us in our community. So, wow, I am super stoked and excited for right now. With that being said, I think we've acknowledged everybody. There were a couple of people that were on, but sometimes people have problems with their phones. So no problem. And sometimes this information is so heavy for people that they can't even stick on because they get a headache when it comes to talking about numbers, but that's okay. We will stay in touch with everybody. And then what we also would like to do is make sure that our friends and our relatives are on the platform next week and all the weeks to come. So again, the number is 347-617-6873. And at this time, I'm going to share some of the information that we learned. And if anybody has anything else that they want to share about what they've learned in the past couple of days or anything to empower our communities, that is what we're looking to receive. So like I told you guys, a week or so ago, I reached out to the team. I reached out to Larry. I reached out to Dr. Exuma, and I reached out to Sampreneur, as well as Kenyon, to ask them and pick their brains about what are some of the trends that are happening now in regards to the crypto world and things of that nature. And Kenyon responded, and the rest of the gentlemen responded, but as you can see, Larry's here tonight, and so is Sampreneur. But we're going to follow up with Steph as well, because I know she probably has some great insight going on right now. But so Kenyon sends this. According to Kragen, these are the top 10 crypto to invest in. And this was just last week. We don't know if that has changed as the market goes up and down. Bitcoin, market cap over 1.7 trillion. We have Ethereum, ETH, market cap over 520 billion. Binance, I believe I just heard about Binance moments ago, market cap over 88 billion. Tether, market cap 70 billion. Cardano, market cap 66 billion. Solana, market cap 60 billion. And there's a XRP and a Polkadot that I don't have their figures. It might have fallen off, but so far we have those figures that are there for our understanding of how much is in each one of these pockets. And again, it could have fluctuated from last week to now, because that's what the market does. But I wanted to share that. And before I answer Diana real quick, I wanted to share and piggyback off of, I want to say Sampreneur. It doesn't matter if you don't have the 60,000 per Bitcoin, as we know, that's what it's going for now. If you could get a percentage of any of these platforms, you're doing better than a lot of people, because what's happened is you're better off having a piece and nothing at all. That's where I see it. And Larry has actually a slogan for that that I'm gonna let him share in a minute. But let's ask Diana to unmute herself, because she has a question, and then Larry can share his little slogan, because I don't want to mess it up. Go ahead, Diana.
Yes, thank you. I was just going to ask, would you mind please sharing that information, the list that you just went through on the chat, please? And I did have a question. It's about what's going on with Shiba right now, because I noticed that's not on the list. Is it because it went down last week? Because I also wanted to know, I understand it's time to buy, but I don't know if there's a projection as to when it's going to go back up. Thank you.
Very good questions. Real quick, for what you just asked, I can share that via 347-617-6873, Diana. So get on the WhatsApp right away, and I'm going to share it with everybody at one time for that list. And I'll make sure I get those last two items as well for the community. But if you join us on WhatsApp, if you just send me a quick message, hey, Anaya, it's Diana, or whomever else, you'll be able to have access to that list. It just takes too much time trying to upload in this group message, because it's on my cell phone, on one of my cell phones. So that's that. In regards to Shiba, I'm gonna let the professionals answer that, because y'all know I'm not gonna answer something I don't have the answers to. So who wants to take the Shiba Inu question about that fluctuation or why it's not on this
I will. I'll
millionaire
jump in
billionaire
there.
list? Go ahead, Stephanie.
Okay, so with respects to the website that we should all be looking at first and foremost with cryptocurrencies, one of the ones that I use here in Toronto, Canada is called CoinMarketCap. I don't know what you guys in the US use, but it's very, very beneficial that you definitely use this
Sorry, real
platform
quick,
for
Steph.
yourself.
Yes, we use it, Steph, just to let you know, piggyback off what you're saying. We just talked about that before you got on.
I'm sorry. Okay. All right. So in terms, again, I'm not a financial advisor. This is only for educational purposes only. What I want you to understand is the cryptocurrency space is a new wave of the way we're going to be living right now. Okay. With respects to these cryptocurrencies, you have to consider them like companies. Okay. And what I want you to do from now on is when you're looking at buying these companies, don't worry if somebody said, oh, go buy Shib or go buy Bitcoin. Or what I want you to do is understand that these cryptocurrencies have to be doing something to either help the community, the world, the next generation. If these cryptocurrencies are not helping the economy or helping, I want to say like literally the economy going forward, then I would personally say for yourself to be very careful in investing. And Shib is one of those coins where it's not backed by anything at this point. I don't want to say that, again, it's doing anything for our economy. It's up to you how you want. And I'm trying to break it down as easy as possible. I don't want to go too in depth in wording, but it's something that is pretty much considered like a coin that's going to fluctuate regardless of whatever's going on based on fundamentals and not technical standpoints. Okay. So if it's something that you're looking at as to why it's not top 10, it's not going to be top 10. I'm going to just say that for you. We don't know what's going to happen, but the coins that are normally in the top 10 have to be doing something for our economy, if that makes sense. Does that make sense to you?
It makes sense. It makes sense.
Makes perfect sense. Thank you.
Thank you. And if anybody else wants to jump in, I know others know about the coin.
I want to jump in real quick. To be honest, I'm not going to give you no educational information at this point. I'm going to give you some real information. The main reason we even know about that Shiba Inu in the first place is because we've kind of jumped on the wave late. Most of us, we try to follow these people who are irrelevant. I'm not going to call them irrelevant, but we'll look at people like the Elon Musk, who initially spoke about it. Then when he said he didn't even have any, the stock dropped. So like Stephanie just said, there's no real collateral even backing this thing. So, and I'm gonna excuse my French because I know it's more women on here than anything, but we call them shit coins because they're gonna fluctuate up and down. But
right, and they go off of hype.
Right, pretty much. They go off of hype. We wanted to jump on it because we know Elon Musk is a successful businessman. So if he put his face or whatever he did in the beginning, there was such a hype for it. Then he came out a couple weeks ago and said, well, I don't even own anything. Everyone started dumping them. They started dumping them. It dropped. So that's when it comes to the Shiba, like Stephanie said, if I was you, my best advice, and I'm not a consultant or an advisor, but my best advice to you would be just you got to do your research on that coin. Do your research because things change. And this market is going to go up and down. And 9 times out of 10, when something ain't got no backing, it's going to continue to stay low.
Almost like Doge, correct? Somebody?
Like what?
Dogecoin?
Like Doge, exactly.
I don't like to really, to be honest, if it's not Ethereum or Bitcoin, honestly, those are like the top 2.
Yeah.
If it's not like official, I can't remember. It's a term that people in the crypto world use. If they're not like verified, there's like a system that can verify it. I can't think of the name of it. Then I wouldn't even put no faith in it.
Thank you, Larry. And what is the slogan that you always say, Larry?
Which one? I got 2 of them.
Then say both. I'll tell you which one. Go ahead.
Okay. Now my life slogan is slow progress is better than no progress.
That's the one I was referring to. Thank you.
Okay.
And what's the second one?
And my second slogan is, and we're in a pandemic, so, I don't wish the dead on nothing, but in times of tragedy, you'll find opportunity. So, for instance, when the pandemic hit, I definitely took advantage of the market. Not so much the crypto side, but the stock market side.
Absolutely.
I use the technique what traders call pump and dump. I use that technique because at the time when the market crashed, I was financially sound to make certain moves. I bought low, sold high, and walked away. I'm not a day trader, so it's hard for me to.
Hi, Fred.
It's hard for me to follow certain trends, but what I did was I used logic. I saw what was being affected by the pandemic. I bought into those markets and areas, and I was able to benefit when things started to clear up. So I use a technique called pump and dump. Pretty much, I'll buy something low for a short amount of time. I'll set a certain peak to where I feel like, okay, once it gets to this number, even if it was to go higher, once it meets my certain number, I'll dump it.
Mm. And that's a personal choice of your own.
That's a personal choice of my own. Like I said, that's the slang term is pump and dump, but there's another term that actual investors use. But that's what I did because I'm not so much of the market as I am like real estate and credit and stuff like that. So,
Thank you.
But in times of tragedy, there's opportunity. Like for instance, Bitcoin right now is 60,000 per share. I invested when it was down to 22,000 per share. When it dropped, and I waited for it to come back up, and I made my little flip off of that. So, like I said, in times of tragedy, there's opportunity. Unfortunately.
Thank you. We appreciate that, and you know what? That's how a lot of us should think. I'm not telling you what to do, but let me tell you something. That's how the multi-millionaire and billionaires made their money over in when it was the first, I want to say, big hit in 1920. My brain just fried. But when the Great Depression occurred in 1920, that's what ended up happening, where people had
1929.
Thank you, sir. I knew he was coming with it. 1929, the Great Depression. A lot of millionaires came out at that time because when there is a tragedy, we are taught a lot of mechanisms. We are taught survival. We have to survive during those times. And during those times is when we learn, how to maneuver through life, and we're no longer comfortable. And I want to agree with Larry. When the pandemic hit, honestly, that's when I ventured off and did a lot of things that I didn't think I could do because I had no choice. So anyway, that's another story. So thank you all so much. At this time, we're at 7:41. I already have Diana who just added herself, or I added Diana, sorry, to the group message. So everybody welcome Miss Diana in the group message on WhatsApp. She is our new member here on Team ECI. There is no fee associated with Team ECI, by the way. This is a loving community. Everybody in the group is pretty much an entrepreneur already, or doing something already in their own perspectives to, for their hustles, their careers or whatnot. So one thing we just ask is everybody just be respectful and love each other. This is a platform that literally started off of the strength of, I'm just trying to make $1 out of 50 cents, with these crazy investors or investment bankers, etc., that don't care for a person that looks like me. And now, as we can see, there's a lot of us that know a whole lot of information. So the main objection is for everybody to be very, very respectful to each other. We don't have a lot of rules and regulations, but let's not be shady to each other. Let's just, keep it 100. Let's talk about, how to make money and empower ourselves in our communities. One of the things that I do not allow is for people to block anybody out of the group or threaten anybody or kick anybody out of the group, just to let you know, because that's not anybody's place. This is coming from a real personal situation that just recently occurred. And I want you all to know I take that stuff very seriously. It's a no tolerance zone, even with this, because God is opening many more doors for Team ECI. As you all will look around the platform this evening, you will see that there are new faces here. So therefore, we want to keep the energy up. We want to keep this enthusiasm, whereas we can share amazing information with one another. Whether or not a deal comes out of us communicating with one another, great. But our objection and our desire is not to make money off of each other when we're helping each other build. And that's what I sincerely hope, that everybody's on the same platform. Yes, we all have to make a living in this life, but let's be realistic. Not everybody's in a predicament to just be throwing out money to people that they're just meeting. And I don't need that energy from this beautiful group of people. If you look around our page right now, all of you are amazing people. You're all beautiful, and I love and appreciate you. So with that being said, Nova just joined. I'm like, yo, this is growing every minute as we're about to shut down. But I would love Nova to unmute himself, because King Nova is an activist as well. And he's just joining us now. I don't know if he wants to unmute himself and share who he is, but we'll accept that.
Peace, family.
Cooking.
I just saw your Zoom, sis. Sorry. I would have logged on earlier, but I literally just had so many messages on my WhatsApp.
No problem.
Peace, family. I see the conversation is about economic empowerment, crypto, and all of these things. I'm Nana Asari, aka Nova Felder, and I guess I'm an activist. I'm a social entrepreneur. I'm an investor, and you know, I'm always encouraging our community to expand their horizons and understand the systems that we're in economically, socially, politically, and spiritually. And I used to always say this, that if money was going to make us free and talking was going to make us free, we'd have been free a long time ago alone. But we have to have that critical piece to be able to move about in the current world today, where we can be able to do the things that we need to do for our people. You know, a poor mindset, poor habits, poor discipline, poor economics don't get us anywhere. So we definitely have to focus on our financial present and futures, and move from there. You know, Anaya, you're doing a lot of good work in on so many fronts. And you can't do it if you don't have a dime in your pocket. So we definitely have to focus on that front. And I think for too long, you're welcome. And for too long, I think we've kind of been out of the loop in terms of what's going on because of the situations that we find ourselves in terms of being oppressed and not having opportunities. But there has been a democratization of economics and access to economics because of the internet, because of different apps like Robinhood, the crypto wallets, and so on and so forth. And we definitely have to take advantage of those things and, you know, go into our futures with that in mind. The world is changing, some for the bad, but there's some good also in that change. So let's keep moving forward in that direction. And Naya, you just put me on the spot like crazy.
Well, listen, I know what you're about, King, and I want to acknowledge you and our community. That's what we do. And it's unfortunate that you just saw us, but guess what? Moving forward, you will be a part now. And then again, for everybody that's listening, join us on our WhatsApp group, 347-617-6873. Again, 347-617-6873. That's our WhatsApp group where we have communication with all of the members here. It's a free group that we have. And I'll share this as we're closing out, because it's been a long day for me and I have to travel again apparently very soon. As you guys know, I've been on this mission for Haiti. And one of the things that I would love by next week is for somebody to share about what we have going on with the Haiti crypto thing. So Sabrina will work on that with Elsie and you know who. I don't want to say his name because he's not here tonight, but he has information for Haiti, because Haiti also has an opportunity to have people invest into their space. Now, one of the things that we all know is that the current times of Haiti is horrible with the leadership and things like that, but we have an opportunity to make a very big difference in Haiti. When you have people like ourselves joining together of like-mindedness, we can make a big difference. So we're not going to get political now, but we do have a forum for the political side of things at 3:30 p.m. every Wednesday. If you guys are interested in joining that, I know Nova really cares also about the problems with Haiti, and he has shared that he has some incentives and initiatives that he wants to add to our community. With that being said, two last real things. I just got a message from somebody that's watching and listening. As you guys know, I'm a pretty public figure, so people watch and listen all the time. They might be on here right now and they're just not speaking. Somebody just shared something, and I'm going to read it publicly because I want to address it, and I want Larry to address it. It's about what you just shared, Larry. And again, what people share on this platform is our opinions. We are not we're not executives in any banks. We're not even experts. We are literally sharing things that are on our hearts and our minds. But I just got a message, and I would love for us to talk about it real quick so that we can leave with clear minds, especially for those that are watching and listening that do not want to share that they're watching and listening, but they're listening. It says, what he said is not what pump and dump is. P&P is, or P&D, I guess, is when you purposely invest in crap knowingly to give the impression to the uneducated that is a good product. It says, and then you bail out, leaving other investors holding the bag. It says you should not even allow this term in this group because in certain instances that practice is illegal. Before Larry even shares, I feel like Larry did comment on that and say that exact same thing. I could be wrong, but I know Larry can handle this very well. And if anybody else wants to share it, they can. Go ahead, Larry.
Like I said before, the pump and dump is not even an official term. I said that's what I called it. I said it's called something else. I said that's the slang terminology. That's what I called it. I don't know what the actual official term is. And because it's a slang term, you can't even sue nobody for even saying that. Read the last part. He said it was, you could be sued for saying it. Is that what he said?
Well, he basically stated you should not even allow this term in the group because in certain instances that practice is illegal.
It's not illegal if it's a slang term. That's just like me saying Obamacare, but it's called the Affordable Care Act.
Absolutely.
It's the same thing.
Well, here's the thing, and I just wanted to share because this is what I don't like about people. And, you know, people can take offense if they want to, but that has nothing to do with Anaya A. If you're going to comment, at least show your face, at least let us know who you are. I called out every single person to introduce themselves for a reason. What I don't like about our communities is people will stand back, watch from the sideline, and then critique. Now, you could take offense to this if you want to, but I've had this happen one other time. And I was so offended to the point where this man, I had to shut him down on so many levels. And I used to find out he went to jail for fraud. So sorry, let me share the story real quick with you. I gotta make y'all laugh.
Now, let me say this real quick before you start
Go
that
ahead,
story.
Larry. I gotta tell y'all the story, Jesus.
I would like that individual, since we know it's not an official term. So normally when I come on here and present, I come with PowerPoint slide presentation.
Every time.
I come with reference. So if this term is a legal malpractice, or if it's even official, because I guarantee you, if everyone Googles pump and dump right now, even if I use it in the wrong way, it's a slang term. It's not even an official term. I would like this individual to send me a link where it shows me that this is even an official term. It's an official practice. It's something I can get sued. But I guarantee you, if I go to any market and I say pump and dump, no one can sue me for that. Not a slang term. It's not even a derogatory term towards anything. So I just, that person that made that comment, if they can, send me a link, send me some rhetoric, send me some material where I can go do my own research. And I'm not gonna call them out and say that they're wrong or anything. They could very, very well be right about certain things about that. But as far as saying that it's used for illegal malpractice, it's a slang term.
Right.
But I would just want more clarity on that.
I'm gonna just jump into it as well.
Absolutely, Stephanie.
Okay, so I do understand exactly what that gentleman is saying. Of course, it is a practice of fraudulent behavior when higher head investors that know exactly about, and you got to think about it like anything in the game, like any company, any big company, when the people that know more about something want to fraudulently do something, they will do whatever they want. And in this case, it's called pump and dump. And not necessarily.
You're freezing up, Stephanie. You're freezing up. Stephanie? Uh-oh, we lost Stephanie Winter. Okay, we're gonna wait for Stephanie to come back in the interim. Let me just share this. This is the bottom line. Let me share the story with you until we get Stephanie back. Stephanie, you're freezing up. If somebody can let Stephanie know she's freezing up in the group message, please. Stephanie, are you there? I think she just sent us another request. Steph, are you there? We can't hear you, my love. Okay.
I have no idea what happened. Like, man.
Okay, it's all right. You're back. You're back. You were saying about the whole terminology.
Okay, so like as I was saying, the gentleman does have a point in what he was saying. I don't think I don't think in terms of how he said it was the right way. They always say it's how you say it and not what you say. It's not that it's illegal, it's fraudulent behavior. And majority of the times it's done by people that initially know the markets. As Larry initially said in the beginning, he is not somebody that specifically handles the stock market and the crypto market. So if you are somebody that actually is well aware of the stock market and the crypto market, like I am, I would understand exactly what he's saying in terms of pump and dump. He's heard the word before. Investors that are higher heads, and think about it like anything. The CEOs of big companies can manipulate me and you, even if they wanted to.
Absolutely.
Your Facebooks can manipulate us. They do it on a regular, and we would never know that they're manipulating us until they see us, until we see them in a courthouse or whatever, or we see them on billboards. Same idea happens in the stock market, the crypto market. Big people with big money, they look at it like we can manipulate the markets, and they, in turn, the rich, made that name by themselves. It's just unfortunate that we now know what it's called, and we just want to invite ourselves in to just capitalize on a little bit of money that's being involved in that movement. However, it is fraudulent, and it is something that's done by the higher heads that know what they're doing in the market. It's unfortunate that people like us have to learn the fraudulent before we learn the real stuff. But again, this is where research gets involved. You gotta research. You definitely got to research. I definitely understand, but I don't want you to say that it's illegal. It's not illegal. It's more of fraudulent behavior.
Absolutely. And I concur with both of you because Larry just said it too. Whereas he knows people like, what's his name? Elon Musk, did exactly that, or I think something close to it, because these people have all of the information and they play around with everybody's money because they can, because they're multi-bazillionaires. But real quick, let me just share this story, because this is why we always invite people to share who they are, say their names, open up their cameras, all of that, because we don't like stuff like that. If you're gonna watch on the sidelines, at least be honest and show who you are. So real quick, let me just share this. Hi, oh, Nova, thank you, right? No, Nova, you already spoke, so you good, babes, you good. So real quick, so when economic crisis first started, there was a gentleman that was invited to our platform from a mutual friend in the activism world. And this man, he had a good game. This brother spit a game like y'all wouldn't even believe, And so I was like, okay, bet. So come on and join us or whatever. And as you all know, when we first started, we recorded everything, we put it on YouTube, and then we also had it live on social media because we wanted people to get educated. Every time we come on live, but we do share that we're not experts, we're sharing information. We want to be corrected as well. It's not like we're taking offense to anybody correcting. Don't stand on the sidelines and do it. This brother went and read heard one thing out of a 2-hour conversation and wrote me back and went off on me and said that we're a bunch of idiots with this. That's why Black people this and that. He's a Black man, etc. And he was just degrading us. And I went back and I had to go to the group like, who said what and can we break it down? When it was broken down to me, I was like, so this man was inaccurate. Comes to find out, he went to jail for like 20 years for fraud. He has a record out of the wazoo, this man. He's sitting here trying to point fingers at us as a group of people trying to help one another and encourage each other to save their money, to try to learn, to grow. And meanwhile, he was the fraud the whole time. Not saying the person that's sending these messages is fraudulent or is it in and out of jail or nothing like that. I'm not saying that because that's definitely disrespectful. But don't be on the sidelines and don't be attacking people that are trying to share what they're experiencing, etc. And then lastly, I see you, Larry. And last but not least, Elon Musk and all of these other rich people are doing this every day to our communities. People are losing a lot of money when fraudulent behavior is being done. But when we
stop you, Anaya, people are losing money because they're not doing the proper research. That's nobody's fault besides the people that are not doing the research. Black people have to learn how to read and understand what's going on.
That's true,
nobody's
Stephanie.
fault. I agree with what Elon Musk is doing, because if I could flip my money in that market, and I'm sorry, I'm just saying this off topic. If I am sitting there with a whole bunch of money and I want to play in the market, allow me to play in it, but don't allow people to come.
You're breaking up, Steph. You're breaking up.
To play that don't know how to play. That's a long time.
You're breaking up again, my love. I agree with you. I agree with you. But real quick, it's just a mere fact that when you do it on purpose and you know that people may be getting scammed out of their money, that's what I disagree with, because that's not nice for me. I'm a Libra Scorpio. My heart is very big. Praise the Lord.
Yeah.
All right. I'm sorry. Larry had his finger up, please. And then I think iPad, aka Sampreneur.
Yeah, I just wanted to tell Stephanie and the rest of the group, thank you for clarifying that. What I was trying to do was not fraudulent, babe, because now she clarified what that fully meant. I was just trying to make a flip, which is what it is. Just jump in and jump out. Like I said, there's a difference between something that's illegal behavior and something that's intentionally fraudulent. I was just jumping in. I saw a good opportunity and jumped out. So I would like to thank Stephanie for clarifying that, because like I said, I still used it wrong, but she gave me full clarification.
Absolutely.
I got your back, bro. I got your back.
You're here for it though. That's why we are a family. ECI is a team. There's no I in team except for ECI, for initiative. Praise God. Okay. I'm a nerd. Okay, iPad, please unmute yourself. I know you had something to share, and then we're gonna close out.
Yeah, I wanted to add that about the term or the slang, whatever it is he mentioned. This group is to learn, it's for education. So if somebody don't mention something, we won't know about it. So he is in no way, responsible for other people's decision.
I love
so
that.
You learn, you search, do your own research, and make your financial decision. Because this is not financial advice; it is for education only. So the term pump and dump is used everywhere. And we do not have enough money to do that. You have people, big, billionaires, they have a lot of money. They also have what they call promoters. These people go on Twitter and stuff like that, start talking about a company like it's so great and just put so much light on it. That's really what they do. But we don't have enough money to cause that. So all we do is we follow momentum. We use the charts. We follow momentum. We see something moving. We want to get some money. We invest some money, and we cash out. That's what we do. We don't move it. We don't do nothing. We just trying to get our part. So that's all we do. So we, in no way or shape or form, that we're responsible for people's decision. We just here to learn. So that's what I wanted to add.
You hit the nail on the head, and I appreciate that, because you know me, I'll come at somebody quick and I'll forget that this is a whole professional platform. Praise God. Because don't come for my people and my team. I love my people, and I want us to be able to express ourselves and grow. But when there's all sorts of verbiage that comes out in a statement, that could be very Bible-ish, and people can really get in trouble for some of those terminology. So as we're saying, we are here as a team learning. And if you're learning, there's going to be curves, there's going to be mistakes, because that's the whole process. Nobody, wakes up and has a baby and that child eats a steak in the first day that child is born. That child's going to take a little while before that child can eat a steak. And that's why we're very well aware of that. And that's why we work together. So I think we hit a lot tonight, guys. Of course, we want everybody to stay in touch. And next week, we're going to follow up with Dr. Magali, and she's going to be one of our presenters. I feel it, because she has so much information, not just about the school board and the 16%, savings, what she's talking about, which is so far beyond my scope of imagination to understand. But she's going to break it down for us for sure. And then I feel like Larry should come back with more real estate. If anybody wants to present at any time, any week, please let me know. We will set you up. What we do is we either have a flyer. Some people don't want to be on a flyer. Some people don't care for all of that. But some people have a slideshow presentation. Larry always comes with the slideshows. Like, you guys, if you watch anything we do, he always comes with slideshow presentations, and he's always on point. Larry, if we can go back and do some NACA stuff next week as well, for those interest rates, because you're absolutely on target with the interest rates. Right now, they're like 3% still due to the pandemic. We need to take advantage. If anybody wants to buy a house, now is that time to possibly look into that, because as the market is at a record low with these interest rates, we have to be smart and we have to figure things out while we have the opportunity. And in life, when tragedy presents itself, let's jump on these opportunities, right, Larry?
Yeah, I'll do a slideshow. I'll let everybody else present first, because when I do my slideshow presentation, I like to kind of go in depth with the information. So I'll do a slideshow presentation next week on interest rates and affordable interest rates and attainable loans that people can get. So I'll do that in detail next week.
Perfect. I appreciate you. Dr. Magley, your hand.
Yes, I know that Larry's in the Maryland, DC, Virginia area. This week, Marilyn Mosby mentioned that they're passing a bill for Maryland residents to be able to invest in homes in areas. They're bringing back the dollar program.
Wow.
That if you live in Maryland and you invest in vacant lots or abandoned buildings for $1, that they will also look to provide the Maryland residents with grant money to help refurbish these shell homes that have been abandoned, etc. So I don't know how, if possible, he can include that for people who may be in that area.
And real quick, real quick. Hold on, Larry, real quick. I just want to ask her, do you have to live in the area, or can you be like me up in New York and buy a piece of land for $1?
You have to be a Maryland resident, from what I understand.
I'm marrying somebody tomorrow. Larry, we getting married. Somebody getting married to Anaya.
No. Listen. I'm an actual Virginia resident. I live in Virginia. But what I'll do is I'll research that, because at one point in time, I grew up in Georgia, so I know Georgia. I think Virginia had the same program. In 2007, when we had that so-called recession, which we didn't really have a recession, white people had a recession. But when the country went into that big recession, they were doing this. If you buy a rundown house, they'll give you one for $1. I think that's similar to what they're doing. You're saying that you will buy a house for $1, but they'll give you grant money. They'll give you grant money to kind of refurbish it. Okay, what I'll do is I'm gonna do some research on that, because I really don't want to. When I come with the presentation, I like to have PowerPoint, slide point, but I like to be able to explain it to where I know it. So what I might have to do, I'll reach out to somebody in Maryland so they can explain it to me. Because I'm not really sure of that. I would have to reach out and get some clarification.
Perfect. Thank you, Larry. Thank you, Dr. Magali. Does anybody have any closing remarks? Oh, right, real quick. We have events tomorrow for everybody that's watching online, Facebook, Instagram, etc. Tomorrow, the renaming at Newkirk. That's going to be with Assemblywoman Rodney's B. Shots. I'm so glad I remembered that real quick. We have a renaming of that area, so please plan to attend tomorrow morning at 10:30 a.m. For you latecomers, please be there by 10:30 a.m. You just get off of the 205 train at Newkirk, and you'll be able to see us right there, because we are working together to have more of our heritage and our namesake in the community. So we will be renaming that community. Again, just come off of that train and you'll see us at 10:30 a.m. Get off of the Newkirk train station and you will be right there for sure. Go ahead.
No, I used to live on Newkirk. I mean, we're talking about 40 years ago or something.
Okay, so it's going to be Newkirk Avenue, Little Haiti subway station. It's in partnership with Assemblywoman Rodney's B. Shot and Senator Kevin.
By Rugby Road, Newkirk, on the number, what's that, the Q and the D line?
No, Newkirk, K-I-R-K, and that's 2 and the 5 line. on
Oh,
the train.
okay, that's on the other side, okay.
Yes,
So it's Newkirk and Nostrand at the St. Jerome's Church area.
Oh, I see, I know where, okay.
Okay,
That is.
sure.
Thank
And
you.
then don't forget, Anaya A, to mention the event in Elmont at the Mixed Notes.
That was my next one, but you got it. Go ahead, beautiful. Tell us about that one too. You got it.
So the Society of Haitian Supervisors and Administrators are having its free social event this Friday, November 19th at the Mixed Notes Cafe, 33 Elmont Road. That's 333 Elmont Road in Elmont, New York, 11003. It's free. Come out for some free food, fellowshipping, and networking from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m.
Share your number for the contact, Dr. Magali.
516 area code 506-8541.
Perfect. And she was literally the next message I was going to put out there. And last but not least, we have the DC trip to Washington, DC from New York and all parts of the communities that have a lot of Haitian people in their communities, Philly, Connecticut, etc., Boston, Canada, Florida. Everybody's going to Washington, D.C. to stand up against the mistreatment of our Haitian people. And that's December 10th. So plan to join us. We have buses sponsored. Does anybody else has any announcements that you want to share with the community? That's exciting. Before we shut it down, maybe? Stephanie has exclamation points over her head. Elsie's like, I'm trying to think. Nova's like, I'm eating my peanuts right now. I'll come back to you.
Popcorn.
I was close. Okay.
But yeah, I got something to say real quick.
Please.
So I'm just gonna give everybody a preview of what I'm gonna do next week. So I'm gonna do a PowerPoint on it's a program. Now, Stephanie, you in Canada, so it's not gonna be applicable to you, but it's to everybody in America. It's a company called NACA. It's the Neighborhood Association. It's the neighborhood. I gotta go look it up because it's so many programs out here. But NACA is the most urban-friendly program in America. So pretty much, it's a program. It's a nonprofit organization that circumvented the banks because a lot of banks were discriminating against people of color and people of lower income. So it's a program where they have some of the most competitive interest rates in the world. It's considered a conventional loan, so it's a strong loan. And there's many different programs within this program where people on HUD housing, people who get Section 8 vouchers, these people are also eligible for this program. So if you don't have, the best paying job, you're still eligible for housing. So, and this is a national program. And I'm also going to be, at the end of that program, I'm also going to do a mini presentation on what the term is LTV, is low to value. So pretty much there are loans out here that's similar to the first time home buyers loan, but this is where anybody can get these loans, where because the pandemic is so stringent on the market, the interest rates are either, not interest rates, the down payments are either 3% or 5%, depending on your credit. So these are very attainable ways to get financed because people are getting financed left and right. I promise you. This is if you want to be, especially a real estate investor, which is, I'm a small time real estate investor, but I'm still in the market. This is the best time to do it because people left and right are looking for homes.
Yes.
If you looked at the pandemic at its height, this was the highest amount of homelessness we had, even surpassing the Great Depression per capita in numbers. So it's people that's looking for places to live.
Thank you, Larry. And why not utilize these social services that are available to us presently? So guys, we shared some, Nova, go ahead, Nova.
Some of the work that I'm part of is, for those of you in New York City, you guys understand that we are currently under this regime of mandates. And so I've been doing a lot of work in terms of legally Even I had this video going viral with me and confronting Eric Adams, the mayor-elect, a few weeks ago, actually on my birthday. But me and my team, we've done a forum, which is kind of turned into a mini documentary. We shot it last month. We have some dynamic speakers. I'll share the link with you and Naya for it. But we're doing an interview. I don't know if you know Red Pill and Blue Pill. They're actually from Flatbush. Brothers born and raised in Flatbush, but they have a really large platform with over 300,000 followers across all of their social media platforms. So we're doing their show tomorrow night. That's myself, Dr. Aleem Muhammad, who is the head.
Dr. Aleem, I know him very well. I've interviewed him on my show several times.
So
is Mama Pill gonna be there too?
Who?
Mama Pill. You know they mama, she big.
Oh yeah,
too.
yeah, I know. Yeah, that's my one of my moms.
Yeah, Mama Pill. Mama Pill.
Yeah,
What
Mama
the
Pill.
heck is going on with these pill people? What? I don't even
I'll tell you it's a long story how
call me later.
They're twins. They're twins, how they got that name. But so me, Dr. Aleem, and Curtis Cost, author of Vaccines Are Dangerous, are going to be on their show tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Their channel is called Know the Ledge, and you can also follow them by Blue Pill, Red Pill. They each have their separate channels, but you definitely can find them on Instagram, on Facebook, and on YouTube. So we'll be on tomorrow at 8, and then they usually go on until about 11 o'clock, but we're coming on at 11, so at 8. So any of you guys that want to join us, please do. Anaya has all my contact, just stay in touch. We're just fighting here in New York because we know this thing is, they're trying to force our children into this thing, and we're not having it.
Thank you so much.
I got a question to ask. The brother Aleem was talking about, is that Aleem Bey?
No. This is Dr. Aleem Muhammad.
Okay.
He's an MD. He was the head of the Nation of Islam's medical division back all the way from the 80s and 90s. Even my dad is was a research scientist. They worked together on there was a cure for AIDS back in the 90s called Kemron that was developed in Kenya. So he's like, I remember you from when you were a kid, when we were talking the other day. I just sent him out 500 flyers even this morning for the event and everything. But he's a good brother, man. He's been doing the work for a long I would say at least 50 years. Yeah.
So I'll share too. I interviewed him in the beginning of the pandemic. And it was my largest platform. When that brother came onto my show, like I had 1,000 people watching at one time, like because of Dr. Aleem. I had never heard of him, but the president of the National Action Network in DC said, Anaya, you have to interview Dr. Aleem. And he was the nicest guy ever. And he is like a celebrity. I ain't never in my life. The man is so low key. And he came on my platform because of who he is. I had 1,000, like my internet almost broke that night. I was like, what the hell? So he is really powerful. And he talks about those things. And then the second time I had him on, just to let you know and be prepared for this, Nova, they shut us down.
Listen, our link for our website. Listen, we've had a soft launch of this film documentary. Like about 12, 13 days ago, we released it. The first day, the link was unshareable on Facebook and on Instagram, which is the same thing, Meta, right? So we already know, even the video is we can't even upload the video onto YouTube. So we've used alternative platforms, and we have our own website because we know what's up. We doing what we got to do, though. We know what's up.
I had to warn you because I was so shocked. They shut us down. Dr. Aleem is that powerful. He shut us down, and I was scared. I couldn't sleep that night. I was like, what the hell is going on here? But whenever the truth comes out, you already know. So I'm glad you're prepared.
And Dr. Phil Valentine is also on our forum documentary. He's also on it. So he's another one that they locking out.
I like Phil Valentine.
Yeah, so he's on he might be on the show tomorrow night too. He may come on. I'm not sure 100%.
Well, I will definitely share with everybody
Mhm.
once you share that with me, or you could join us on the 347-617-6873 WhatsApp line, and you will
Mhm.
be able to share with everybody so we can stay in touch with you for sure. And
Definitely, I will.
And then on top of that, yeah, I will share also what I shared earlier, Diana. When everybody joins us this evening, give me a couple of hours and I'll put that in there. I want to make sure everybody has access to it, because on WhatsApp, if people join after you post a message, they won't have access to it. So I'll definitely share at that point so we can all be on the same page. At the end of the day, we've covered so much, and I'm so excited that we made it through another beautiful ECI meeting. Listen, it's all about empowerment. It's all about education. It's all about, just enlightening one another and being excited while we do it, because this could be a very touchy subject. And obviously there are people out there that are going to watch and be spectators, and they're not going to say anything, but then they're going to say something. So we want to cut that unnecessary foolishness out of the way. I don't deal with drama very well. I'm here for the community, as you all know. And let's stay in touch and let's continue to build. Next week, we'll have our presenters. Throughout the week, let's communicate. And honestly, if you find anything exciting this week that you want to share with us as opportunity's sake, please post it on our platform and stay in touch with us on every platform that we have. And let's continue to build. I love each and every one of you. Thank you again. And we'll be back soon. Bye.
All right, thank you. And I'm sorry I was up. I was listening
Bye.
though.
No problem, Sabrina. I know you made some good food. Oh, bye, Diana.
I made some legume, girl.
Okay, send me some. I'll take it. Hey, girl.
I'm coming for some. I'm coming for some.
Ah, Sam is
I
coming
made
for
a
me.
whole legume while we were on the chat here.
I love it. I love it. Oh,
No, with my Vinny.
Larry is
Mel,
Haitian too. Larry, c'est haïtien. Larry's
bonsoir, bonsoir.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys. Good night.
Good
Thank
night.
you for all the info.
Of course. Thank you.
Thank you. Till next time.
Yes, ma'am. Bye.